Hello and welcome to my art vlog. After spending more time than I'd planned to editing my last video, ceiling up in the corner, my art's been a bit neglected, so it was really nice to be drawing again this past week. And the contrast of how I was feeling over the 3 weeks I spent editing my last video versus how I've been feeling this week has been a good reminder that my art is where my main focus and time is meant to be. I started this one back in autumn before getting all caught up in creating videos. It's now well into winter here in Melbourne, much to my dismay. Aside from hating the cold and dull nature of winter, the reduced hours of daylight mean less time than I can spend on my pastel drawings, which becomes particularly annoying when I'm right into a piece as I was with this one. Before I started using my pastels on this one, I coated it with pastel primer, which is the first time I've done so. I only discovered the stuff late last year and haven't started a new piece since I got some for Christmas. I'd previously just been using different textured watercolour paper that I knew were vegan, since I'm determined not to use any art supplies with any animal products in it, and haven't been able to find any pastel paper that's confirmed as being 100% vegan. A lady at an art store I went to last year told me about pastel primer, and helped me to confirm that Art Spectrum's primer is 100% vegan. Now that I've started using it, I've definitely noticed a big difference in the way that my pastel sticks to the paper, and in the way that I'm able to blend. So I'll definitely be continuing to use the stuff. This piece was born from an image I'd taken ages ago underwater. I really liked how the rays of light cut through the water and wanted to one day use it in the background of a dolphin drawing. The colour in the background of the original image is actually darker, and initially that's what I was going to draw, but I ended up playing around with the hues on my computer one day and decided I liked the look of the lighter tones a lot more, so that's what I've gone with. I also initially thought I'd do this one as an A3, but decided when I sat down to draw that I wanted to work on a larger size. For this one I've drawn a mother and her calf as bottlenose dolphins. Dolphins are similar to us in a lot of ways, especially in the way they raise and care for their offspring. Like us, dolphins are mammals and give birth to live young after carrying them around in their womb for an extended period of time. Actually, dolphins gestate longer than we do. Their pregnancies last around a whole year. After emerging tail first, the first thing a dolphin does when they come into this world is head to the surface to take a breath of air, but since newborn calves can't swim very well, they need help doing this, so mum nudges them upwards. For their first few weeks of life, calves don't leave their mother's side, swimming in their mum's slipstream, referred to as the echelon position, so that they don't have to expend much energy, and it gives them a bit of a free ride. Then, as they become stronger and a bit more confident as swimmers, they spend less time in the echelon position and more time swimming underneath their mum, just behind their pectoral fins, in what's referred to as either the fetal or infant position. Here, as well as being protected, they have better access to their mum's mammary slits for lactating. For dolphins, nursing isn't as easy as it is for us human babies, because dolphin mothers rarely stop swimming, so the calf must locate and latch onto a moving target and keep suckling whilst continuing to swim. At first, the mum has to present her mammary area to the calf to encourage feeding, but eventually the calf learns to initiate nursing by bumping that area themselves. It's also believed that they might signal with the cue sticks when they want to nurse. Calves start eating small fish at around 4 to 6 months of age when their teeth come in, but they still continue to nurse until they're around 3 or so years old. Bottlenose dolphins stay with their mum for the first 3 to 6 years of their life, during which time they learn everything they need to know to survive. Their mum is their main teacher, but they also learn things by watching and mimicking other dolphins around them. And mothers of male calves will even prod their calves' genitals to encourage erections and copulation from a young age. And just like human adults have a tendency to use higher tones and coos when talking to babies, mother bottlenose dolphins seem to use higher whistles when communicating with their calf than what they would otherwise use. Also, like human mothers, parenting skills are skills that dolphins seem to have to learn, and the nature in which they were brought up can influence the way that they parent in turn. Some dolphin mums are more relaxed and even lazy in their parenting, while others are more protective. Like us humans, dolphin mothers aren't alone in raising their calf. Other dolphins in the nursery group help out as well. Even males will sometimes lend a hand, or rather a fin, too. Older females, often subadults practicing the skills of parenting before having a baby of their own, babysit calves so that the mum can go off and feed, and help protect them from predators and any outside and not so friendly male dolphins. Of course, calves aren't always well behaved. Like many youngsters, dolphin calves can become quite excitable and are very curious. Once they're confident enough in their swimming skills, they begin to wander off and explore on their own, unaware of any dangers there might be in doing so. At first they don't know how to return to their mum, so mum has to chase after them before they get too far. But once they learn how to do this, they can become more daring in their wanderings, their curiosity taking them off towards anything that sparks their interest, whether mum approves or not. If a calf needs to be called into line, then their mum or babysitter might chase them in an upside down inverted posture, or hold them down on the bottom until they start behaving again. If a calf is too excitable and vocalizing too much, mum might touch the calf's head or body with their pectoral fins to calm them down. And even though they might have been told off, a calf might further test their carer's patience by resuming its naughty behaviour if the carer moves away. While being told off might not be much fun, discipline is important. It helps the calf learn what things are a potential danger and prevents them from wandering off too far and losing their mum, or from being too vocal and accidentally attracting a predator. But however naughty they might have been, the bond between a dolphin mother and calf is still a strong one. It's so strong, in fact, that mothers that lose a calf grieve just as we do. Their entire temperament can change, and they've even been known to carry their calf's body around with them for several days, unable to part with their lost child. Like any youngsters, dolphin calves are more vulnerable than adults. There are already many natural threats that they face in the ocean, like predation from sharks and orca, or becoming separated and losing their mum during a storm. So they don't need any further pressures added from us in the way that we live on this planet and interact with their ocean environment. There are a lot of simple things we can do to help, like reducing our waste and being more responsible with how we dispose of it, eating more plant-based foods, avoiding eating marine life, keeping our distance from dolphins, especially when calves are present, slowing down when out on the water to reduce collisions and noise pollution, and turning to other eco-friendly and honestly more effective methods of preventing shark encounters. All of these things will help give calves a better chance of survival and help them to be stronger so that they can have the stamina to avoid and escape predators and be as happy and healthy as they are in this drawing. This piece has turned out a little differently than I first envisioned. I couldn't quite get the colouring I wanted with the pastels I had, which really annoyed me at first and made liking what I'd done difficult. But eventually I managed to let go of what I had wanted and was able to look at and appreciate the drawing for what it was. I might do this one again one day with the deeper blues of the original image because I still like that version too. But if you like the look of this one and would like to buy it, I've got it up for sale on my ArtPal page, which I'll link below. And that's about all I have to say for this one. If you liked this video and would like to see more videos about the ocean or my art, support me in my passion and help me to hopefully inspire more people to like and care for our oceans, then clicking away would apparently be really helpful with that. So yeah, click the buttons. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye!